just Venmo requested your partner for half the groceries. Again, it was $127.46, so you asked for $63.73. It felt precise. It felt fair. It's the system you've always used, splitting every shared cost right down the middle. Rent, utilities, the dinner check, even that random Amazon order for light bulbs and dish soap. This 50-50 model is the default for modern couples. It seems like the cleanest, most logical way to handle money between two independent adults. It promises to prevent arguments, uphold equality, and keep things simple. But I need you to consider something that might feel uncomfortable at first. What if this seemingly flawless system of fairness is, in many relationships, a slow and silent form of financial theft? And I'm not talking about stealing cash from a wallet. I'm talking about something far more insidious, robbing your partner of their financial security, their future potential, and the very foundation of a truly equal partnership. That automatic, unthinking 50-50 split you're so proud of might be the very mechanism that's building resentment instead of wealth and enforcing inequality under the banner of fairness. Let's begin by understanding why the 50-50 model is so seductive. It's the convention. You move in together. You're both working adults. The rent is $2,200. Easy, you say. That's $1,100 each. The internet bill is $85. A quick Venmo for 42.5 cents. It's mathematically pure. It feels transparent and just. In a world where we value independence, it allows you to feel like you're carrying your own weight. You're not a burden. You're an equal contributor. This logic is reinforced by our entire framework for non-romantic relationships. It's how we handled things with college roommates. It feels safe because it avoids the awkward, vulnerable conversation about who makes more money. It sidesteps any whiff of one person being taken care of or, conversely, feeling like a sugar daddy or gold digger. It projects an image of a modern, progressive partnership where both people stand on their own 2 feet. The system runs on a simple surface-level assumption that you are two financial clones entering this arrangement. It assumes your incomes are identical, your debts are identical, your financial goals are identical, and your capacity to absorb financial shock is identical. This assumption is almost never true, and the moment it fails, the entire edifice of fairness crumbles, revealing a brutal and hidden imbalance that extracts a heavy toll from one person in the relationship. Now, let's dismantle this model with the cold hard light of reality. The 50-50 split is only genuinely fair under one specific and rare condition: absolute financial parity. The fact I'm your partner earns more, has more debt, or has higher personal financial obligations. The equality vanishes. What remains is a raw deal disguised as a partnership. Let's use clear numbers, because math doesn't lie. Imagine a couple, Jamie and Taylor. They find a great apartment for $2,600 a month. Committed to fairness, they split it 50-50, $1,300 each. Jamie works in tech with a salary of $120,000. After taxes, retirement contributions, and health insurance, their monthly take-home pay is around $7,000. Taylor is a social worker with a salary of $52,000. Their take-home is about $3,200 a month. On the surface, both pay $1,300. The spreadsheet says it's fair, but spreadsheets are heartless. Let's look at the burden the $1,300 represents. For Jamie, that rent payment consumes about 18.5% of their monthly take-home pay. For Taylor, that identical $1,300 payment consumes a crushing 40.6% of their monthly take-home pay. Think about that difference. Would you call it fair if you and a friend went on a hike and you had to carry a 40-pound backpack while they carried an 18-pound backpack just because you're both on the same trail? Of course not. That's not sharing the load. That's an unequal distribution of strain. This is the exact financial dynamic a rigid 50-50 split creates. It confuses equal dollar amounts with equal sacrifice. But the damage doesn't stop at the rent check. This imbalance cascades through their entire financial lives. They split utilities, groceries, and household supplies 50-50. Let's conservatively estimate that as another $800 per month, or $400 each. Now, after paying their half of the rent and these shared bills, Jamie has $7,000, $1,300, $400, $300, $5,300 remaining each month. Taylor has $3,200, $1,300, $1,300, $400 remaining. But you see the canyon that has opened up? Jamie is operating from a place of profound financial abundance. They can easily max out a Roth IRA, automatically invest $1,500 a month toward a house down payment, save $500 for travel, and still have over $2,000 for dining out, hobbies, and unexpected expenses. Their financial future is accelerating. Taylor, however, is in a state of financial precarity. That $1,500 must cover everything else: their car payment, gas, insurance, student loan payments, personal groceries, clothing, medical copays, and any hope of saving. Putting $200 into retirement feels like a stretch. Saving for a house is a distant dream. A $400 car repair is a legitimate emergency that might require a credit card. They are living in the same home, sharing the same life, but they are on two completely separate financial planets. The 50-50 split has engineered a silent, massive wealth transfer. Taylor is sacrificing their entire financial future. Their ability to build security, wealth, and independence to fund exactly half of a present-day lifestyle that is fundamentally calibrated to Jamie's higher income. Jamie's wealth builds rapidly on the back of their high disposable income, while Taylor's stagnation is locked in by the disproportionate burden of the shared costs. This isn't partnership. It's a form of economic oppression within the relationship, all sanctified by the myth of going halvesies. The theft, however, extends far beyond spreadsheets and net worth statements. It robs the lower earning partner of their dignity, their agency, and their voice in the relationship. When such a vast portion of their income is automatically earmarked for 50% of a shared lifestyle, they lose the power of choice. They cannot meaningfully contribute to decisions about vacations because they can't afford the trips their partner can easily bankroll. They hesitate to suggest nice dinners out. They may bow out of social events with friends to save money. They live in a constant state of low-grade financial anxiety while their partner lives in relative ease. This creates a dangerous power dynamic. The higher-earning partner, often unintentionally, becomes the de facto decision-maker for any discretionary spending that involves them as a couple. They either end up paying for the difference, which can breed feelings of resentment on both sides, one feeling used, the other feeling patronized. Or they limit their own lifestyle to match their partner's constrained budget, which can lead to frustration. The lower-earning partner is trapped in a cycle of guilt for not contributing enough in raw dollars and resentment for being placed in a financially stressful position by the very structure of the relationship. They are being robbed of their peace of mind, their autonomy, and their ability to be an equal participant in crafting the life they share. The relationship, which should be a source of support, becomes another arena for financial stress. To understand why so many couples cling to this damaging model, we need to examine the psychology behind it. The first and biggest driver is fear. Having an open, honest conversation about income disparity is profoundly vulnerable. It forces you to confront potential insecurities. The higher earner might fear being taken advantage of. The lower earner might feel shame or embarrassment about their earning power. Talking about money rawly can feel like exposing your worth, not just your finances. The 50-50 split is a brilliant conflict avoidance tactic. It serves as a preemptive peace treaty, a way to say, let's not go there. It keeps the conversation transactional and safe, avoiding the emotional minefield of value, career choices, and societal judgment. The second driver is our cultural obsession with individualism. We are raised to prize self-sufficiency. Paying your own way is a core tenet of adult identity. Merging finances or admitting dependence feels like a loss of hard-won independence. The 50-50 model allows us to maintain the comforting illusion that we're still fully autonomous individuals who just happen to share a bed and a refrigerator. It lets us have the companionship of a partnership while clinging to the financial identity of a singleton. This is a fantasy. A deep, committed, long-term partnership is by definition interdependent, not independent. You are building a shared life, and that includes a shared aim at fate. The third driver is a critical misunderstanding of the word fair. We conflate equality, everyone getting the same thing, with equity, everyone getting what they need to have the same opportunity. In the hiking example, equality is making both people carry a 30-pound pack. Equity is distributing the 60 pounds of total gear so that each person carries a load proportionate to their strength, ensuring both can finish the hike without injury. A 50-50 financial split is equality, It gives the same dollar cost burden to each person, completely ignoring their vastly different capacities to bear it. An equitable split considers capacity and aims for a similar experience of financial burden, freeing both partners to contribute to the relationship beyond just money. Therefore, we must shift to an alternative perspective. This means evolving from a roommate mentality to a true partnership mentality. You are no longer two separate economic entities casually sharing expenses. You are a single team, a household with unified goals. The objective is not to ensure individual bank accounts are treated with identical inputs and outputs. The objective is to build the most secure, prosperous, and joyful future for the team unit. This requires abandoning the 50-50 default and adopting a proportional contribution model. The mechanics are straightforward. First, have the honest conversation. Determine your combined monthly take-home pay after taxes and non-negotiable individual deductions like retirement savings, though these should be part of the conversation too. Let's use our couple. Jamie brings home $7,000. Taylor brings home $3,200. The total household take-home income is $10,200. Jamie earns about 69% of the household income, $7,000, $1,200. Taylor earns about 31%, $30,000, $10, $10,200. Next, list all your shared essential living expenses: rent, utilities, groceries, household supplies, internet, shared insurance policies. Let's say this totals $3,400 per month, $2,600 rent plus $800 other. Now, instead of dividing by 2, you contribute proportionally. Jamie contributes 69% of $3,400, which is $2,346. Taylor contributes 31%, which is $1,054. The bills are fully paid. Now, examine the aftermath. Under this model, after paying their share of the bills, Jamie has $7,000. $2,346.4654 remaining. Taylor has $3,200, A4 with $2,001,064 remaining. Compare this to the 50-50 aftermath. Taylor now has $646 with the aftermath. Taylor now has $646 month in their pocket every single month. Jamie has $646 less. This is not a gift. This is a strategic reallocation of financial oxygen. Taylor can now breathe. They can build an emergency fund, save for retirement, pay down debt, and participate in discretionary spending without guilt or panic. They have regained financial agency. Jamie, while contributing more to the bills, is directly investing in their partner's financial health and, by absolute extension, in the stability and happiness of the relationship itself. They are ensuring their teammate is not just surviving, but thriving alongside them. This is how a team functions. The money remaining after shared bills is personal discretionary money. This is where individuality resides, for personal hobbies, clothes, gifts, and individual savings goals. But now, both partners are operating from a position of genuine, albeit different, strength. Let's apply the real calculus. When does a strict 50-50 model actually make logical sense? Its appropriate scope is very narrow. It works for casual dating where lives and finances are completely separate. It works for roommates who are not building a shared future. The moment you make a commitment to intertwine your lives, long-term moving in together, discussing marriage, planning for children, the financial model must evolve to match the commitment. You must start asking the deeper questions. What are our shared goals? Is it home ownership? Starting a family? Financial independence? Extensive travel? You work backward from those goals. To achieve them, how much does our household need to save each month? That savings target becomes your most important shared bill. It gets paid first, proportionally, into a joint savings or investment account. Then you cover your essential living expenses proportionally. What remains in your personal account is yours to manage. This framework explicitly recognizes that you are a single economic unit working toward common objectives. It aligns your daily financial actions with your long-term shared dreams. The resistance to this model is almost always emotional, not mathematical. The higher earner might initially balk. Why should I pay more for the same roof over our heads? This viewpoint misses the point entirely. The retort is, why should your partner's future be impoverished so that you can live in a home calibrated to your salary alone? Is your goal to have a wealthy partner in a secure relationship, or to have a financially stressed partner while you accelerate ahead alone? The lower earner might struggle with pride. I don't want to feel like I'm getting a handout. This requires a reframing of contribution. A partnership's value isn't measured solely in salary. It's measured in emotional labor, domestic management, mental load, career support, and 1,000 other non-monetary inputs. The proportional model acknowledges the totality of the partnership. You are not getting a handout. You are enabling the team to live a better, less stressful life, while ensuring all forms of contribution are valued. If the path leads to children, this conversation becomes unavoidable. If one partner, statistically, still often the lower earner but not always, reduces their work hours or leaves the workforce to provide childcare, their financial contribution plunges. A 50-50 model at this point is not just unfair, it is financially impossible and constitutes economic abuse. A proportional model gracefully adapts. If the caregiving partner's income falls to zero, their share of the bills becomes 0%. The working partner covers 100% because the contribution of raising a child and managing a household is priceless and fundamental to the team's mission. The system has the flexibility to withstand life's major transitions because it's based on principle, not a rigid rule. Ultimately, the way you handle money is a direct reflection of your values as a couple. Insisting on a strict 50-50 split when incomes are unequal is a value statement. It communicates, whether intended or not, that your primary commitment is to your individual financial parity and protection within the relationship. It prioritizes the appearance of fairness over the reality of a supportive union. Choosing a proportional, team-based approach is a different value statement. It says my primary commitment is to our collective well-being, security, and success. Your financial stress is my financial stress. Your limited future is our limited future. We succeed together or not at all. One approach builds a meticulous ledger of debits and credits. The other builds unshakable trust and a shared fortress against the world. The theft inherent in the 50-50 model isn't merely the transfer of dollars from one account to another. It is the robbery of potential. It robs the lower earning partner of their chance to build a secure foundation for themselves, which weakens the foundation of the relationship itself. It robs the couple of the profound unity that comes from true interdependence, the knowledge that you are one entity, that your partner's burden is yours to share, and that their success is your success. It substitutes the cold comfort of a balanced transaction for the warm security of a true alliance. So, the next time you reach for your phone to send that half-seized Venmo request, I want you to pause. Before you tap send, ask yourself one simple, piercing question. Look across the room at your partner and ask, in the quiet of your own mind, is this system helping both of us thrive? If the answer is no, if one of you is sailing toward financial freedom while the other is bailing water just to stay afloat, then your system is not fair, it is broken. True partnership is not found in the sterile, precise division of every dinner check. It is forged in the messy, courageous, and generous work of building a life where burdens are shared according to strength, where goals are funded according to shared purpose, and where both people, regardless of the number on their pay stub, get to walk into the future feeling secure, valued, and genuinely equal. Don't let a misguided allegiance to a false idea of fairness rob you both of that deeper, richer connection. The most important thing you can split isn't the bill. It's the unwavering commitment to ensure neither of you is left behind.